Okay. I don't actually have anything in mind to paint or draw right now, so I'm probably just gonna doodle. But even that, gotta have some idea, right? What the hell you want to doodle? Usually, at least I do. I've always been that way. See those people who can just like sit down and start drawing and see what happens, and yeah, I'm not one of those. Um, Sorry, I'm just organizing. So I'm looking at the tools that I have, and I feel like something is missing. Brushes. Are they maybe over there? I think. Yeah, we'll worry about it when we need them. We've got a little travel brush here anyway. That'll do. That'll do. Ooh, all right. Let's doodle some stuff. I had a little bit of a right before stream, literally at like 6:57. I was putting ink in my pen and then had a little bit of the ink splash around and just had to clean it up real quick in case you're wondering why my finger is like henna red. But yeah, it was a little bit of a hectic day today. Not like I wasn't doing a ton of art, but it was a bit of a redirect and there's a little bit of bouncing around, unexpected bouncing around, which happens. So I was gonna do some pencil stuff today, which, we might still do that. But for now, I just didn't feel like focusing on one single image. Thus, we are just going to pin doodle for now. Yeah, pen doodling sometimes is a nice way to unwind. I know a lot of people find it stressful to go directly in ink, but I think depending on how you do it, it it doesn't have to be a stressful undertaking. You know, it can actually be very freeing. I think we need to let go of the whole like, oh, it's got to be exactly like what I have in my head. You know, if we can let that go, then I feel like doodling in pen is more freeing because you can't take it back. So you just got to kind of roll with whatever the hell happens, which is fun. Double down, done. What's up? Bava, I think it depends on what you're looking for, though. As far as line control goes, I mean, my lines are whatever, doing squiggly, who knows what, right? Um, and that's fine. We don't need it to be perfect per se. Right. Most of it kind of depends, I think, on what your intentions are. And I guess like my intentions tend to change depending on what medium I'm using, right? Um, Hello, Martest. I was almost like, oh my god, am I gonna have to cancel my stream because like due to a scheduling snafu, currently we have kind of double booked two projects, both of which I'm the one working on. And but then I was like, you know what? If they can't if they can't move one of the deadlines, then I have to work through the weekend, in which case taking the evening off to stream isn't going to make a difference. And if they can move the deadline, then I don't have to work through the weekend and I can take the evening off and stream. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's stream. But initially, I was a little stressed because I'm like, wait, what? When you asked how much time I needed to get it done, and I said 3 days, no one told me it was starting now. Because we already have a project due Monday. We can't make another one. Work and deadline. Ooh. It's the only thing, sometimes if you're not really careful when you're refilling ink, you just find ink everywhere. Huh. Let's bring our water with ink already in it, by the way. Over here. How about that? Little travel brush, a Skoda travel brush, you know, Sable watercolor brush, basically. Handy thing. You can just throw it in your pocket. Small enough, no one's gonna think you're happy to see them. It works. So we're literally just adding water to this because it's fountain pen ink, so it's very water soluble. Um, some of you have probably seen me do this before, some maybe not, but this is how I love to work with ink. Unless I'm doing brush pen, and then I'm cool just leaving it as is. Or if I'm doing a very intricate line drawing, then I won't do this kind of stuff. But I'm a fan of washes and being able to kind of get some heavier darks and stuff where I want, that kind of thing. And it's a nice simple combo, you know. How are y'all doing tonight? It's weird to say night because it's actually still light outside. At least here it is. But evening. How are you doing this evening? How about that? You can also do this with just like one of the water pens, which, do I have one here? I feel like I do. Just ink or water? Yeah. So like one of these water brush pens, right? You can also just use this if you want. These things are super cheap. Just go on Amazon, look for water pen or water brush pen, and you get like 5 of them for like $6 or some shit. Ah, yeah. Right on. Sweet Shadow Walk, what's up? How you doing? Martesk, that's awesome. It's nice to be productive, right? Always a good thing. Of course, if you're like me, then sometimes you get addicted to being productive and then you feel like a loser when you're not productive. Yo, Shadow Walk. Thanks for the sub. 3 months. What? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Shadowwalk, how are you doing tonight? I always have to make sure to keep my drink like far away because so many times I've gotten very close to dipping my brush in it. And then you get confused, and then you almost reach for like dirty water or oil paint solvent to drink. And then you're like, whoa, wait, no. Right on. That sounds like a good day to me. Fuck, I'm still getting ink everywhere. My hands are a mess. I'm gonna have to. Got plenty of paper towels. Let's clean out this lid. I got some drops of water inside this lid, so it's getting all over my hands. Or drops of ink, sorry, not water. I think I got it. And this ink, it's so, it's concentrated, so it just goes for days. You think like, oh, it's just one little drop, but oh boy, that drop, depending, can ruin your whole damn day. Yeah, I've done that as well, but depending on what I'm doing, sometimes I have all my like paint and stuff on one side and then maybe water on the other, depending. So, yeah, anything we can do, right, to keep from ingesting our dirty water or ruining our scotch by dipping our brush in it with ink. Or watercolor. And as the title says, it's going to be a chill sketchbook night. I'm not actually like trying to achieve anything right now. I have seen those shadow walk. You know what's strange is all the pens that I've tried, and I've never tried one of those. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust this camera a little bit. There. Yeah, I've never tried those, and the only reason I haven't is because you don't have as much control over the line weight with them, and I like to have that option. Yeah, I mean you can double up on a line and thicken it up, right? There are ways. There are ways, but I love having the option for pressure sensitivity. My shirt, my Apocalypse Meow shirt, you mean? This one? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I have the camera, right? Do I have it flipped? I do have it flipped, right? It's backwards on there? Yeah, I have it flipped so that I'm actually looking at the art. Yeah, I just needed to show off my shirt. No, I figured if I'm going to be leaning on the desk, better than being all like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? They do look neat. And I've contemplated, I feel like I should just get one because it's not like they're super expensive or anything. And I'd be curious, at least say I've tried it, right? don't knock it till you try it. Um, and like I said, I've tried so many different pens and stuff that I feel kind of silly never having tried one of those. I want to get some heavier darks in some of these areas. So that's why I'm scribbling. It's funny when we'd gone to Venice in 2018, I think, just for a few days, and like all over. I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but all over, it's like they have everyone selling these, you know, fountain pen and steel nib pen sets with like inks and stuff so that you can whatever do calligraphy and write and draw like the masters or whatever. But it's like it's one of those touristy things, and they all have like the same set, and they sell a bunch of those glass pens and whatnot. And I'm just like, no, I'm such a snob with those things. I'm like, dude, I bet they're cheap and kind of shitty. Like, fine for beginners. I'm sure I started with whatever the plastic nib holders and all that stuff. But it's just, no, I can't do it. Well, dude, seriously, like, if we had stayed longer than 3 days, I don't know what I would have done. There is really nothing to do except walk around, right? Like, because the whole culture of Venice at this point revolves around tourism, which, I mean, makes things not super fun, Like, I mean, it was fine. It's beautiful, beautiful city. And I would go back there again for 2 or 3 days just to paint, because every time you turn a corner, you're like, oh, that would be a cool painting. Oh, that would be a cool painting. But beyond that, I mean, the food was delicious, but I'm pretty sure you could like get equally delicious food almost anywhere in Italy. So I'm glad that we only went there for 3 days, because yeah, we both would have gone a little stir crazy otherwise. It was part of a longer vacation, so no, it's not bougie. We stopped in Venice for a few days on our way to the French countryside. It's not bougie at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Which also sounds in a way fancier than it really is, because where we went in France is like so much cheaper than going to like Paris, right? Paris is insanely expensive, but you get out of the city and all of a sudden like things are cheaper than they are here, you know, in some cases by a considerable amount. So because tiny girlfriend likes to cook, in different places and use local ingredients and stuff. We stopped at the farmer's market, and because it was like chanterelle mushroom season, right? And so we asked the lady, oh, Shane with a raid. What's up, Shane? Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Moose, what's up, my friend? Kilted Preacher, welcome. Vern NYC. Joey the Saint. I recognize some of these names. Welcome, Raiders. For anyone new here, I don't even know what... I set up that alert and I don't even know what it was an alert for. For those who don't know me, I'm Daniel Anderman. I am an illustrator and sketch artist in advertising, entertainment advertising. So I work on key art for film and TV and video games during the day. And outside of the day job, I kind of do whatever sort of catches my fancy. I think at one point on stream, like this was a bit of, pen and watercolor we were having fun with. We did these pen sketches. I have to be careful. I have to make sure that everything is stream friendly before I don't know if we did this on stream or if this was my own fucking around. Oh, you know what I did? This was I was doing a Discord stream with Modern Day James. That's what these were from. It's like I remember doing these on camera, but I couldn't remember where. Oops. Sorry, I'll get this in view. How about that? So yes, if you're looking for adventure, sometimes we paint adventure. We did that on stream. I feel like most of this book we did on stream. Can I show it? Nope. Not stream friendly. Not stream friendly. Boobies and stuff. Can't show that. Anyway. Anywho. Shane, what were you teaching today? Thank you, Fayog Wolf. Appreciate that. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. I'm just doodling random shit today. That's cool. Fog. Cool. Fog Wolf. Oh, right on. Yeah, where my my mom has a blueberry farm up north in Northern California. And my dad had started the farm, and when he was first farming there, he yo, a war pig, welcome. He would find all kinds, like he'd be, rototilling the space and stuff, and he'd find all kinds of old arrowheads and found a couple like mortars and pestles and because up there around like Sebastopol area. It was, you know, lot of Native American activity back in the day. Um, can we see up here? I want to make sure I'm not going off camera. 7,000-year-old corn cob. 7,000 years, dude. That's so crazy. It's like pre-pyramid corn cob. That's wild. You better be, Artest. Hey, thanks, Warpig. Viscera, welcome, welcome. I tend to oscillate a lot between sci-fi and fantasy. Fantasy was always kind of my first love, and still is in a lot of ways. But I developed a strong appreciation for sci-fi. I think once I kind of found my way into it, you know, I had to find shapes that I actually enjoyed drawing with sci-fi. And once I could find that, then I really enjoyed doing it. Bubba World Comics, thank you for the follow. DJ Cognac, thank you for the follow. How's everyone doing tonight? By the way, I'm right now. I'm just using pen, and he is looking way too RoboCop. My idea was that he was bald, but I think I might give him some hair because he's just looking too RoboCop. There, RoboCop gone. They're closely related, except the shapes are very different, right? With fantasy, you get away with very organic shapes, and in sci-fi, you gotta kind of get some sort of techie looking stuff. But because I don't like to detail the shit out of stuff all the time, I had to kind of find my own shapes that I enjoyed drawing. Yeah, and it took me a little bit. It was actually, when was that? I think it was Inktober 2014 or something. That where I was drawing all these like bots, these mechs and stuff. Girls and their mechs mostly. and that kind of, I don't know, I managed to find something there that I really liked, that I enjoyed. So I'm just using ink and water, by the way. So that's why with these lines, I'm not trying to be like super clean and all that stuff, because I know that I'm gonna bring water in and, you know, do all that stuff. all that stuff. AM in Korea. Oh. On the other side of the world. I'm over in Los Angeles, so it is 7:36 p.m. here. Oh, right on. What kind of commission, Fogwolf? If you can say. You don't have to say. Shane, thanks. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you rest well, my friend. I'm just debating what kind of weapon this dude is going to have. I was going to do a handgun of some kind, but I might not. Well, that's a fun topic. It's very different than drawing and painting really buff dudes. It's like, I mean, obviously the muscles are the same, but the shapes are a little different, and yeah, it definitely messes with any of our preconceived notions, right, of feminine and masculine shapes. But that's cool. It's not a bad exercise. Of course, I drew this and I wasn't even thinking. Like, she's flat out pointing her gun right at him. What a terrible teammate. Originally, when I was going to draw something that wasn't going to be part of the same scene, and I was like, no, let's have them both be in the same scene. She better have her safety on, and it better be like the most dependable safety in the world. Because otherwise, yeah, she's fired. Or his body armor better be really fucking good at point blank range. Terrible. Gotta think these things through. Oh, jeez. Too soon. Come on. Too soon. None of that. Or maybe it's just training and they don't have live rounds. But still, you don't do that. You would never do that. And she would know better. Clearly, I didn't know better because I wasn't thinking. Oh well. And if I post this online, someone's going to call me out. I've gotten called out for having people like for drawing people with their fingers on the trigger when they're not firing. Just like, dude, seriously, chill out. I know that, but it just looked cooler, and they were like, doesn't matter, you would never do that, and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, okay. That's the one thing, like, people will forgive a lot, but when you get into your gun aficionados, call them what they are, gun nuts, um, man, they demand perfection. As though I'm as though I'm drawing live rounds or something. What are you gonna do? Maybe he's really huge and she's up on like steps and they're actually like really far apart, so this is pointing like way past him. He would have to be a giant. Or it's shot with a really long lens, so there is no perspective. And they're like 50 feet apart. And it's shot from 400 yards away. Oh, music's getting dramatic. We are listening to Ori, currently Ori and the Will of the Wisps. But we will get some Blind Forest going too. So yeah, I'm just adding water. Just add water. Instant ink wash. They're like on tentatively good terms, but she knows that he could turn at any second, so she's like, you don't leave my sight as they hear something. He's like, gee, what's that? She's like, shut the fuck up and get back there. Yeah, that'll be our story. Totally justified now. I am using Diamine Ancient Copper. I love their fountain pen inks. I like that one and the Onyx Black. It's a really nice black, slightly cool. I have the Onyx Black in this pen, and then I have some Platinum Carbon in this one, which is waterproof. So that's fun too. Or I should say water resistant. Platinum Carbon ink is water resistant on certain surfaces. I love I love India ink, but you're not going to put that in a fountain pen. If you do, it's going to gum it up, it's going to dry, and then it's waterproof and giant pain in the ass to even attempt to clean that out. Um, and in my experience, then the pens never quite work the same. Even if you're using solvents and stuff to get it out, it just doesn't quite. Yeah, yeah. So I love India ink if I'm using like a dip pen. Absolutely love it, but not for fountain pens. Let's see if we can. I have to reinforce some of these lines. I want to simplify the stuff that's kind of around her gun, right? I don't want I don't want it to get too busy in there, so better just let the ink wash do its thing. It looks pretty. Um, Vern, which ink are you asking about with the resistant when it dries? You talking about India ink or this stuff? Because this stuff, no, it never becomes water resistant. it like, I mean, that dried flake fell onto the page, and I put it on a damp paper towel, and that's what it's doing. So this stuff never becomes water resistant. Oh, the carbon. Yeah. Um, so platinum carbon ink. Yeah. So on paper, basically, if it's on a surface that can where it can actually absorb the ink, essentially, then yeah, when it dries, it's pretty much waterproof. But as opposed to like India ink, where you could put it on pretty much any surface, and once it dries, it's not going anywhere. Unless it doesn't, there's not good adhesion, then you could flake it off. But the music could be louder. Some of the tracks are super quiet, and then some of them get louder. Like some of the tracks are super quiet, even when I'm just listening myself. But that carbon the platinum carbon is what all this ink was, and that's watercolor like right over the ink, and it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, based on paper, whether it's in the moleskin or on watercolor paper or whatever, yeah, it's pretty much waterproof. I'm gonna bring more ink onto this guy to delineate some things. Interesting. Fogwolf, thank you. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. How is the music now, Autumn? Is it better? Should I turn it up more? Well, now the track just stopped, but like, can you hear that? And part of it also is that the second one, um, how's that? Should I go up more? I think the second soundtrack is also like quieter than the first one. I did both. I just turned it up in OBS a little bit. Oh, you haven't heard any of the music? Has it? You guys like? It's just been me talking. That's sad. Huh. Interesting. I don't want to like blast people's ears out or anything. Huh. Why can some people hear it and some can't? I mean, it is pretty quiet. It's not like huh. Yeah, no, it is. It's very chill. It's very chill. Oh god. No. No, it's my chill sketchbook stream night. So just like with her, I just want to darken some of these areas. Thus, I'm scribbling. Um, that's a good question. What a figment. I can't say I think about it that much, other than like I love that I get paid well to draw and paint stuff. But otherwise, like I've been drawing my entire life, so I don't think about it in that context, I guess. But, if I were to think about it, it's pretty cool. And I do remember being very frustrated at times when I couldn't quite get something down the way that I wanted to, that I was like, and I knew I wasn't doing it right, but I didn't quite know how to do it right. And, ugh, yeah, I remember those days. But, it's that frustration that kind of keeps pushing us along, right? I always hate it when those people are like, if I could tell my younger self something, I would say just, you don't have to get frustrated. It'll all happen. Just take your time. And I'm like, seriously, dude? It was the frustration that kept all us young artists like drawing and drawing and drawing. It wasn't just like, this is nice. This is fun. Even though it sucks, it'll all work out. Like, come on. None of us did that. All right, let's stop noodling these guys. Sometimes for me, it tends to start with a mood rather than a clear image, right? So a lot of times I'll have a mood in my head that I'm trying to capture, and that's where the little sketches come in, right? I'll just sketch around until I can find what captures that mood, so it's not so much that I have this clear idea right away. And I think even for doing this kind of stuff, like I didn't really know at all where this was gonna go, right? I was like, okay, sci-fi stuff. I drew her head and I was like, all right, so I've got the head. Now what can she be doing, right? And from there, like there are any number of ways I could have placed her body, but I was like, I kind of like this sort of like, kind of looking off at something. So, it's not always about having a very clear idea right away. Especially, I mean, tonight, not at all. I'm just like, meh, whatever happens. Yeah. Oh my god, those floating heads. Can you believe them? The nerve. Or lack thereof. Yeah, I mean that's a hard one, honestly. When even for, people that have been drawing and painting their whole lives, I feel like when things get too specific in my head, it's not that I can't capture it, but usually if I do, it's maybe not quite as interesting as I thought it would be. You know? So, yeah, I think they're like, it's good to leave some room at least for things to develop. It's similar to like doing a first draft on something, you know? Um, our scotch is done. Our scotch is done. But it was so tasty. I'm debating if I want more. I'm not going to lie. I brought 3 different bottles with me because I wasn't sure what I was going to want to sip. We were just having the Brook Laddie Classic Laddie. Sorry, it's backwards. This stuff. It's delicious. Don't let the medicinal blue bottle fool you. It is delicious. Thank you for that, Shadowuck. Vern NYC. I actually like the bottle. A lot of people don't like it, but I actually I love how modern it is and like that nice, tasty, modern font and stuff. I think it's pretty rad. Brook Laddie, Classic Laddie. Yeah. It's delicious. And it's only like um it's only like $50 for a bottle or something, and it's 50% ABV. Oh God, no. Vern, that's a very good question. Lots of trial and error. We might go peated though. We'll stick with the island of Isla. How about that? But we will switch to a peated scotch, which is the Lagavulin. But we're going with the 8-year, which they rarely release. Okay, it's a limited edition. This was for their 200th. I think it was the 200-year anniversary or something like that they released this for. So their normal one is a 16-year. Strangely enough, I think this was more expensive because it's a limited edition. If anyone's familiar with the Lagavulin 16, this tastes pretty much the same, but more raw, I would say. That would be the way I would describe it. And much lighter in color than the 16. It actually looks much darker there than what I'm seeing. It is actually very, very light in color. Cheers, my friends. Sláinte. That takes me back. All right. I might switch to black. Maybe. Nah, Yeah. Just to keep the scenes separate, right? We'll switch to black, but still water soluble. Basically, just a black version of this ink, right? So it's still the diamine, but onyx black instead of ancient copper. I have not checked. This one looks good. I think this has ink in it, so we're not going to worry about it. I have not been sketching in ink, so I have to check my pens and make sure there's ink in them. Yes, exactly. Now, do I stick with the sci-fi theme or... Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll... do some... I know. I was almost gonna do. Almost gonna make a cocktail on stream instead, but I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood for a cocktail tonight. But I'm sure I will at some point. Not tonight, but at a later stream. Let's do our cyber elf. Cyber elf. Debating the hair actually. Anyone else doing art tonight? Anyone else? Not like Autumn. I'm assuming none of you are doing him, but artwork. That's fair. That is fair. Are you actually in New York? Because then it's like 11 something for you. I'm sorry, Autumn. My heart goes out to you, bro. Paradox has you. Look at that, Autumn. You've got takers. All right, on. Double down. That's cool. Come on, Autumn. We could all use a little rug burn, right? I see. Yeah, I think I mean I have to say I've done a good job of keeping my sleep cycle pretty consistent. Granted, it helps having the day job where it's like we're answerable to clients and stuff, and we have to, you know, manage to stay on a schedule of some kind. But um, it's not the easiest thing. There was one point where I was dangerously close to like getting getting on a not good schedule. I'm gonna move her up a little so we can see. Vern, you have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Look, TOS, she's not nude. Interesting. Marketing. All right, let's bring, before we do too many lines and stuff, let's bring some water in. Yeah, we just draw shit, Moose. I don't even know what ancient themed marketing would be. I mean, for all I know someone that does that, but maybe I don't know that they do that. But everyone I know in advertising, like, currently has a full-time job. That's the tricky part. However, I will keep that in mind. Cause, D&D, dude. Even though I don't play, I like the scene. And D&D just inspired the hell out of me as a kid, so, you know. Which is why, even though they didn't pay that great, I still jumped at the chance to illustrate on 5e, right? Because I was like, hell yeah, dude. I looked at the monster manual like crazy in the bookstores back in the day. Loved that shit. Thank you. No, I never did. I wish I had gotten to illustrate on some Warhammer. I would have preferred Fantasy Battles personally. I was always more of a Fantasy Battles fan. But yeah, I never got to illustrate on Warhammer. That would have been cool though. Let that dry for a minute. Dry enough, right? Hey, thanks, Eternal 7. Yeah, you must come here with Shane's raid, yeah? I know, it's always funny when you come back and you're like, oh, hey, where am I? Alright, we'll call that one. We'll call that one. Turn the page. Turn the page on that. But that's our first page. First page of doodles. In what sense, Eternal? Are you talking about ink or pens or all? Currently, I'm basically just using some fountain pen ink, Diamine Ancient Copper, and Diamine Onyx Black. So like super water soluble. Just in my fountain pens, right? So I've got a couple of Pilot fountain pens, Falcon, different types of Falcon pens. Because I love their nibs. And yeah, just using these inks. And then some water to smear it around with my little Escoda travel brush. Like I said, fits in your pocket. It's small enough that no one thinks you're happy to see them. Super convenient. Sable watercolor brush. So, super dope. Super dope. Alright, what a figment. Thanks for hanging out. And thank you, Eternal 7. Thank you. We're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna switch gears and maybe do some brush pen. Make sure that there's ink in here. Think there's ink? Really can't tell. But I better check, because the last thing I want is for this thing to dry up on me. Ugh, that black ink, man, it's like impossible to tell how much there is. I think there's ink in it. I'm gonna say there's ink in it. Oh, the paper, I'm just working on a moleskin. Just working in a moleskin, but the Art Plus sketchbook. So it's a heavier paper, right? It's not the thin journal paper with the moleskin. Me wee hee hee. Thank you for the follow. I would encourage it greatly. I think everyone should get into art. But am I smearing ink around? That's cool. Whatever. 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 I sure am. That's cool. That's cool. I'll have a random ink spot. Whatever. I was like, whatever. Switch over to the brush pen. I believe this is the carbon, the platinum carbon ink in this one. Sure. Where am I? Move this down a little bit. So there's some room. Weird. Oh, thanks, Eternal 7. Although my art station, I am very bad at updating. Very bad at updating. I usually just like post on Instagram and call it a day. No, we won't. No, this is the pure, this is the pure carbon ink. I don't really, I'll dilute ink if I want, you know, I kind of, if I want to be able to layer it a little bit, but I don't really care. Yeah, no, I hear that, Eternal 7. Like, Instagram was, it used to be so much better. Yeah, I mean, just in terms of like, you know, visibility and stuff. It was a lot better than it is now. Even though now you can do higher quality images than you used to. But obviously, we all know about the algorithm. I fucking hate that shit. It used to be so much better and fun, You'd like post something and tons of people would see it, and now it's like you're lucky if people see it. I'm like debating the stuff that I want to put on here, so I don't want to like draw and then take my options away. Yeah, I don't know what happened on mine. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I was, if I had to guess, I was shadow banned like around January of 2018 because it has never, ever been the same. I had more followers January of 2018 than I do now, and about 10 times more um, reach than what I do now. And it was like a flip of a switch, and it's never been the same, which has been very, very frustrating. Of course, now they're like, well, if you use Reels and post stories and then do some IGTV and post a carousel and a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't have a full-time job. I can totally do all that. Thanks, assholes. And what's dumb is like you can't even monetize on Instagram. So I'm like, why? What's the incentive to spend all that time? I remember even when I was just gaining a ton of followers on there, I kept thinking, I'm like, what do I do with this? How do I even monetize this? The only way to really monetize is to get people to leave Instagram on, to click a link to another site or something, which Instagram doesn't want you to do. So you can only post links in your stories, and it's just like, ugh. I feel like they're rather controlling for a platform that doesn't actually allow you to do much of anything with it, which is kind of silly, right? Yeah, Twitter is more organic. And at least Twitter isn't heavy handed on the censorship either. Like As far as I know, Instagram is actually going to start, supposedly, might start cracking down on like nudity in art, in which case they might as well just ban me, because that's like the majority of my posts. Uh, Although I don't do a lot of that now because I actually have the time to kind of do more story development, Whereas when I was doing the kind of one-off sketches and they were just warm-ups, when I didn't have the time to actually design cool clothing. I know, no, there. I don't think there is. I mean, there's censorship, but for the right stuff on Twitter, right? And even here on Twitch, like the censorship is annoying. The fact that you can't even do like academic nude, so you couldn't run like any kind of a figure drawing anything on here. Yeah, so far, Instagram has been fine. But I had read somewhere that they were talking about starting to crack down on that. I hope they don't, because it's been, to a certain degree, Instagram has managed to be a little bit of a safe haven, at least for artists, to, oh, well, we say that, except that they will just shadow ban people if they feel like it. So, who knows? Yeah, but there are ways, like, I mean, Twitch has the mature content option. Like my stream is dedicated as a mature content stream because I am not going to censor my language because that's just fucking dumb. And they could add an age gate and all the usual stuff. Like there's no reason they can't do that. Not that the younger audience couldn't get past that, but they could at least cover their asses if they wanted to. But they just don't. They can't be bothered. And let's not forget, you can fucking stream like GTA and some of the most like violent video games with sex in the games. Like you could just full on stream God of War if you wanted to, where you're actually like interactive, like, okay, move the joystick and touch her bits, and oh, you're not touching them right, and blah blah blah, like, and yet if she doesn't have a top on, oh, I could get banned, like, dude, seriously. I just don't understand the logic behind that, And I get if they don't want it to turn into like a live stream, porn site, cool, then fine, ban nudity, like, real life nudity if you want. But like, I don't know, there's so many easy ways to get around that they just always like to claim, like, yeah, we just haven't figured out the proper way to delineate and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, you guys are just You don't care because the artists don't bring in all your money. So don't make it sound like you're even trying. Because we know you ain't. Aurelia, what's up? I'm doing well. I know, Eternal. It's Puritan logic is what it is. We've gotten into the Puritan conversation before. Damn Puritans ruin everything. How are you, Aurelia? We're just doing random doodles today. We did these earlier. Just random ink shit. Hey, I'm a U.S. citizen too. Nice. That's funny. I was thinking about doing some kind of alien. So what I was considering doing is because I don't actually get to like take credit for the stuff I do at work, right? Like, which is fine. I'm part of a line of people. You know, if I illustrate on something, I'm like at the end of that line of people that made it happen. So that's fine. There are a few pieces that I would like to be able to put my name on, but I can't officially, right? So I was considering doing like taking some of the older movies that I have really loved and doing my own versions. Do it. DL that shit. I don't know what that means exactly, but double down. I was actually thinking of Aliens, Labyrinth, Legend, Road Warrior. What were some of the others that I really loved throughout my life? I'd have to think of some others. Last of the Mohicans would be cool. The theatrical release, though, not the fucking awful director's cut. Well, I hope it works. Let me know if it works. You know what's funny is I used to think, like, I used to feel like I didn't have a style, right? Until later. Like now I know I have a look with my stuff, but before I didn't really used to, or at least I thought that. And then I found these old pictures I had done in junior high. And like, I think at the end of junior high, 8th grade, um, and like watercolors with ink and watercolors and stuff. And I look at him, I'm like, oh my god, I still kind of draw hands that way, and I still do this that way. Huh. I guess some of this stuff started early on. I just have a better handle on, how to do it. Kasem, what's up, my friend? How's it going? Everyone, welcome Kasem. Give him a follow. He does amazing art lessons. And he has a great streaming voice. We like our streamers that have great streaming voices. Right on. He's worth following. Kasem, how's your night, man? How you doing? I had all these intentions earlier in the week of what I was going to work on stream, and it just went out the door today because I was just like, no, I'm not. I'm tired after work, and I don't want to think about stuff, so I'm just going to doodle. Doodle, doodle, doodle. That's all we're doing. Right on. Joby Door, what's up, my friend? And Trevino Art, did I say hello? And Razatron, hello. Hello, everybody. Yeah, Kasem, you've been doing some dope stuff. Seriously, like, it's fun. I don't always get to catch your stream lately just because we've been so busy at work. But when I have, it's nice to see people putting like really good information out there. That's what I like. That's what I like to see. What I want her hands to be doing. There's so much ink on my fingers because of my little ink snafu right before stream. I put the cartridge back in the pen and ink just shot out of it. The weather's pretty good today, actually. It's been a little cool lately. I was surprised. It like really cooled down, which is very strange. Also, people let me know if the music gets too loud or not. The soundtrack goes all over the place volume-wise, so... Double down, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna We'll have to stop avoiding this and actually put a top on her, I guess. I guess. Razatron, actually, I don't use the converters. I just use the ink cartridges that are meant for the pens, and I'll use a crafting syringe to fill them, right? So it just has a blunt tip on the needle, and that's what I use to fill my ink cartridges. Yeah, you can get it. You can get them like by like in like 10 or 20 packs. Not that you need that many. For industrial use only. Oh, really? It's not for personal use? Jam a blunt needle in me. No thanks. Thank you, Shadowwalk. Draw as many hands as I have, and you know, it. You at least find shortcuts. You know, it's. I'm sure if I were to detail the hell out of it, I'd have to correct some things, and you know, this thumb is supposed to be pointing a little more like at us than what it's reading as currently. That's a little better. But whatever. You know, good enough for government work, right? I'm trying to think of what sort of. So, like a halter top kind of thing, maybe? Sure, why not? Why not? Ah, I see. Yeah, I did have to take it kind of slow though, because I was like, all right, I can't go too fast because I need that hand to be in a particular position, right? Like, it's got to look like she's looking at that. So, like, all right, wait, where does this stuff need to fall? And most of this stuff also just comes down to shape language, right? Or form language. And if we can understand, like, Joey the Saint, thank you for that hydrate. If we can understand the essence of what makes something feel like that thing, then it's much easier to kind of just put a few marks in and have it read. The Max, like the character, the comic character, who I know of, but I never once read anything. And did they make a video game of the Max too? I can picture his, streamlined stuff, but I have no idea what the Outback Wilds are in reference to the Max. Maybe that's one. Did they make a video game of it? I don't remember. Oh, right on. Well, I'm happy for the lurk, Joey. Hello, Sarah. I am doing well. How are you? I hope you're doing well, too. I love sketchbooking. It makes me happy, so, I can't complain. Yeah, we got all the peeps here. Actually, before we do that, I use this. This is the same type of ink. This is the platinum carbon. This is one that I do need to make sure. Yeah, there's enough ink. Okay. I always use this pen for, getting little tiny things like flyaways, because it just does infinitely fine lines if I want it to. Right. I know, I was drawing all the... Cha-Cha, also welcome. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. I was drawing the sci-fi stuff before, and I was like, but I'm listening to Ori, and this stuff doesn't fit Ori. Switch gears and do something that fits. And we're still doing ink, but not, this was ink and water. Doing washes and whatnot. We had to come up with the whole backstory for them as to why she's pointing her gun right at him. The second Ori is out. That's the soundtrack we're listening to right now. But I haven't played the second Ori yet, but it is out. I want to, and I can now that I have a Windows system. I was on a Mac before, and I don't have an Xbox, so Ori was out of the question for me. I mean, I did play the first one at one point. Yeah, I think I could also do it through Steam, right? On the computer. Am I correct in thinking that? That's how I had done the first one, but that was years ago, obviously. I can't resist. It's like my Indian heritage that just comes out. I'm like, I've got to do like little kind of henna designs. I can't help myself. It's a great game, and for me, what I love is like I don't have time for long games anymore. I work so much. I can't. I love Red Dead 2, but I just can't. I'm not gonna finish that game ever. Joey the Saint. Yeah, I'm half Indian actually. My mom is from India, and then I'm half European mix, mostly some kind of British something or other. With a little bit of German, and hence the Landerman, German Jew, on my dad's side. I am a mutt. Yeah, Cha-Cha. So I've never played online with Red Dead, though I've watched Lee and Kanta. I've watched Kanta abuse Lee, I should say. It makes me so happy. Oh, it makes me laugh every time. It took me a second, Autumn, but yeah, I remember the tattoos on what was it, Red Sophie? I was like, which tattoos? What are you talking about? He's crazy. Yeah, I liked the tattoos. I remember we used to play Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament. Was that the one with the facing worlds level or opposing worlds or whatever it was? The two towers on either side, and then the paths, the diverging paths that meet. I think it was Unreal Tournament, and we would play that. And my buddy Shane was he's just one of those that was, if you were playing against him, it was just annoying because he just didn't miss, right? He was one of those guys. And we would be in a game like Quake 3 and people would like be complaining because it was supposed to be like they're like, I thought there were no bots allowed in this game, because he would just be like headshot, headshot, headshot like every damn time, and people would get so upset. It was annoying to play against him, but it was fun to watch. So when we'd play GoldenEye, it was always us against him, like all of us, the other three people just trying to kill Shane. And it was just like, don't let him get the golden gun. Don't let him get the golden gun. Oh, man. And if he got the golden gun, then it's like the only hope was to try and kamikaze your way in and hope that you killed him and someone else was close enough to grab the gun before he respawned and got it. Smash Brothers, man, I can't remember the last time I played Smash Brothers. Easily 20 years ago. I did used to love that game too, though. Jonah Lab, thank you for the follow. Thanks, Shadowwalk. We're having fun here. Not really doing anything out of the ordinary for me. A lot of my usual shapes and motifs. But I'm okay with that because, we're not trying to break the mold today. We're just chilling and sketchbooking. That's all. I do want to get back to some oil paints though, very soon. There are a couple things I want to do, not just oils, but some other kind of painting as well. Like I was saying on Monday that I'd like to kind of tweak Drew Struzan's approach, right? Because it's tough with his stuff. Viscera. Oh wait, who's going to bed? Shadowwalk? Shadowwalk. Have a good night. Thanks for the stretch. Let's do that. Let's stretch. Oh, and everyone can appreciate Apocalypse Meow. Oh, as we stretch. Stand up. Down, touch our toes. I'm wearing actual shoes right now because I'm trying to, yes, Apocalypse Meow. Sorry, my camera's flipped so that I'm looking at the art when I'm arting. Miss Frizzle, what's up? No, and the reason, Cha-Cha, is because like doing stuff like this, it takes too much finesse, right? And if I went and did push-ups, like there's no way. Like I wouldn't have the finesse to come back to this. So I work out on my own time. Oh, but I'm gonna get those hamstrings. That's okay, Joey. Nice. Oh, man. And maybe to complete the apocalypse meow. I know. It's not fun when I come and pick you up, huh? Yeah, but we can handle it. We can deal. Oh, come say hi to everybody. She doesn't care. She's not having any of it. Denna is unimpressed. Where are you going? Where are you going? Hmm? Where are you going? Baby. What is it? What is that? What did I draw? What did I draw? She's been trying to make friends with the skunks outside lately. But they don't care. Oh. Yeah. You. Alright. They are really cute. And they're also black and white. So I don't know if she's just like fascinated by that. Because she sees, like, if she sees cats outside, she hisses at them. You know, she doesn't like them. But other animals, she seems to be very curious, at least the bigger ones. The birds she just wants to eat. But the skunks, she'll like bat at the window trying to get their attention. And yeah, she just wants to play with them. Clearly, she's never encountered one up close. Nor will she. Yeah, I don't mind the skunks outside. They're like coming and getting the bird seed on the ground, the nuts and stuff. Because I have a bird feeder out there. No, she's an indoor only cat. I don't let her go outside. There are too many coyotes around here, and too many feral cats that could pass her on some kitty disease. And we can't have that. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh. Yeah, my cat didn't grow up with other cats, and when I first got her, I lived in Hollywood at the time, and she would lay. I had these deep windowsills, and she would lay there. I would have the window open, but they had a screen, and she would just lay there and just be sleeping because it would get sunlight and stuff. And there was this asshole cat that would walk by, see her, and just jump and latch onto the screen, right? And be like hissing, and it would just like scare her out of a dead sleep. And so that was her experience, because I've had her since she was like 5 weeks old, right? She was tiny. But that was her experience with cats, her first experience. So I think that kind of traumatized her. So, tried introducing her to my girlfriend's cat, and girlfriend's cat is chill. She just wants to be everyone's friend, and Dana is just like sitting there growling and hissing. She's like such a brat. Oh, kidding. Yeah. She's like, Dad, you had your paws all over me. She's just been cleaning herself ever since I let her go. She's so put out. I was debating if I needed to have her other arm in there, but we really don't need to get it in there. Kind of seems like it's maybe just down at her side. I'm fine with that. I'm trying not to think about the fact that her belly button is way too low. And I'm debating, like, is there some way I can fix it? I don't think there is. Unless I did, maybe if I put a little bit of gouache or something. Maybe. Gouache might work, because this is waterproof ink. Put a tiny bit of gouache down. Even though the gouache is white and the paper isn't, but maybe. It is dried. It is dried. I feel like we might. I don't like really cake the gouache on, then we won't be able to tell that it's like white unless we look close. It really does, right, Kason? So technically her belly button would be more here. And we wouldn't really see much. Okay, I'm not gonna noodle it anymore. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call this one done. It doesn't need any more on it. That's when you start fucking up sketches, right? Is when you're like, oh, maybe this, and if I can do this, and then before you know it, you're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. I was debating a little bit of color on that little dude, but I don't think so. Didn't think so. Or at least not this color anyway. Got a little bit of rose. Just a little. Right, nothing crazy. There. Lagavulin. Alright. Feel like there's time for another one. Oh. But of what? What shall we draw, my friends? I don't know. I'm just kind of making this shit up as I go. Anyone got any bright ideas? Because generally if I just kind of start drawing, I'll probably just fall into one of a few themes that I always kind of fall into. I did, actually. I did finish that one. And I even changed their car because I remembered I was like, oh yeah, they don't need to have a windshield. This is all like sci-fi, so it's like this armored looking thing, you know. But I have not posted it. I could do more sci-fi. I'm always down for more sci-fi. A cow is too general. It's too general. The sci-fi stuff was fun. I can dig it. I can dig it. I wonder, do I have this? But sci-fi cow. No, Joey, I did not finish it on stream. I think it was a random slow day at work, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this shit done. Hang on, gotta locate a couple of pens. Okay, I'm a little confused. I'm trying to find my markers, my Copic markers, and I have no idea where they are. Huh. That's weird. I mean, I know where some of them are, but of course they're all the colors that I don't use. Damn, that's too bad. That's too bad. Oh well. No Copic markers. Huh. I don't like that. I totally thought I knew where they were. But apparently not. Oh well. Oh, okay, Miss Frizzle. I hope it works out. It's really weird. I'm like, I feel like there are only a couple places that I would have put them, and I checked those places. Oh. Damn. Oh well. Oh well. Let's see if this works. Cool. Anyway. Um. Trying to think of hair style right now. We're gonna stick with the sci-fi theme. So, you know, crazy hair always works for a sci-fi, right? Let the epicness out. The Meta Baron Humble Bundle. What is that? Why does that sound familiar? Meta Baron sounds familiar. But I don't actually know what it is. I know I've seen it. I cannot place the art right now, though. But I know I've seen it. Apparently everyone's hearing stuff and checking it out today. At least in the sci-fi world. I'll have to check it out. Because I remember liking his artwork a lot. But I haven't looked at it in long enough that I don't even know if I would like it anymore. I feel like I remember it being good enough, though, that I probably would, right? Debating if I want this to have 3 legs or 4. Let's do 3. Let's do 3. But to fake some atmospheric perspective, we will keep this much simpler, right? I'm also gonna make some of the lines bolder, but that's what the brush pen is for. I know, right? Especially when you're like, yeah, no, I remember this being like so cool and it had like a crazy effect on me when I was a kid and made me want to, and then just like, why did this make me want to do anything but vomit? That's a funny thing because as a kid, I actually remember really liking Rob Liefeld's art. Uh, what are you gonna do, right? Mm, so before we get to that, let's. The nice thing with bringing brush pen into this stuff is that you can actually make minor corrections, right? In terms of which side you place the bold mark on, which side of the line can kind of change proportions ever so slightly. So you can't do anything super crazy, but you can, add a little more something something to it. And I like the mix. I've always liked the mix of the bold marks on top of the finer marks. Right. It's a fun mix. Tea's fun, and I like it. See, if I had my Copic markers, I could throw some nice bold colors in here. I'm still trying to think of where I would have put them. And I just can't. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to look for them because that bothers me. Sometimes it's tempting to complete lines, but I like having lost edges and stuff like that. I've never been one to close all my lines. Not good if you want to flood fill stuff. In fact, a giant pain in the ass for me to even attempt to do that to my work. So I just don't. That's why I paint in all my flats, because I'm never going to close all my lines. It just doesn't happen. All right, Joey. Right? Hey, Atulia97, thank you. Thank you. We're kind of just doodling tonight, because that's about all I had in me was randomness. So we went from sci-fi to fantasy back to sci-fi. That's cool. Keep our mind agile, right? You have a good night, Joey the Saint. Thanks for hanging out. I'll probably call it fairly soon. I really wish I had my markers. God Damn it. Where the hell would I have put them? Man. Hang on. Bear with me. I'm going to take another quick look around because they've got to be somewhere. Success. Of course, they were actually in the first place I looked. I just wasn't looking for the right thing. I was not looking for an ox and pine leather goods linen bag. Thanks. Rape Sebe. Rapey CB. However, after all that, I don't even know if this carbon ink is Copic compatible. Ooh, it is. That makes me happy. Sweet. Sweet. I did find them. And that makes me happy. It would suck to lose all these Copics. Right? But you know what I need? So it doesn't bleed in onto the next page, because they will do that. Ooh, that one's all fucked up. Shows you that I haven't used these things in forever. Forever. I'm going to keep it relatively simple here. I want to get some colors. The way I tend to use markers is I use them more for like graphic design, I guess, rather than like I don't really render with them. I tend to use them just to pop out shapes and stuff. And that's only some of my. I have other markers, but all the colors that I love using were in here in this bag. A little bit of fuchsia makes everything cooler. They were in my ink sac. For want to add a little bit of like wear and tear on this, so I just need some ink on it to be able to get it a little splotchy. Right. this. Might be a little dark. But I kind of like it. It's kind of a military color, and it's kind of cool. So I might. Tempting. Only in spots. Like I said, I want to keep the color relatively simple. Right? I don't want to like go crazy. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want it to get really spotty, right? Oh, oops. Oh well. Whatever. And then I'll use I use the colorless blender actually to do the opposite of blending. I use it to get splotchy marks for like battle damage and stuff. That's what I do. That is what I do. All right. Colorless blender. Yeah. Honestly, I prefer the lighter colors with Copics. I don't like their super dark colors. But that's also how I just don't use them that way. So, colorless blender. Just to create some like organic, almost like wear and tear on this, you know? We don't want it to feel too clean. Comes in handy. You know, Crazy's nice like watermarks and stuff, which I love. I love them. Sometimes though, I see people like render with marker. I'm like, oh man, that looks so cool. I want to do that. And then I try doing it. I'm like, dude, that's not fun for me. It looks way cooler when someone else does it. Like, I don't like doing this. I don't think I like this game no more. Yeah, like if you want something really bold, it's fine, but I don't know. That's not how I work. But man, in school I would see the transportation design students just or the product design students just do these awesome marker renderings. And I just like, dude, how do you even use markers that way? I just like fuck off with them. Like, forget doing like an actual illustration with them. That's crazy talk. But I mean, hey, they used to be like one of the tools of choice for the concept artists back in the day because you could work so quickly with them. They're so direct, and man, those guys could do awesome stuff with markers. Like I said, I just fuck off with them. One of these days, I might try actually rendering. Could be fun. Or it just sounds like it's fun. Like, it sounds more fun in my head than it will actually be. But come on, you see the stuff that Adam Hughes does, and it's so cool. Like, oh, that one didn't play well with the marker. Interesting. Wonder why. Oh, whatever. Whatevs. Organic. Yay. Oh, sorry, I don't have that as a thing. But I've been going for 3 hours and 18 minutes. So I'm about to call it. Because I'm a little beat. But hey, we got some fun stuff done. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Real quick. Maybe with a T1. Get a little bit of... I should have uptime as a command, but I don't. Because I'm a lazy bastard. One more thing. This is, yeah, super pale. Uh-oh. Raid. Don Lee. Raiding with a party of 9. Raiding with a party of 9. Yeah. Welcome, Raiders. Hey, thanks, Sarah. Sure, I will see you on Autumn's stream when I pop in briefly on Friday. Welcome, Raiders. We're probably going to wrap it up here in, momentarily, but of course I'm noodling because I just can't help myself. I got a noodle. Brent Hollowell, hello. And Don Lee, how was your stream, dude? What were you working on? And would you like to share? What am I working with? Pale yellowish pink. Sure. Ooh, let's do... Actually... I know, right? Every time I'm like, okay, I'm done. Actually, wait, I'm not done. I have to remember what colors I liked to use. That one's pretty light. I don't hate it. No, I think we're gonna stick with the pale yellowish pink. That works. Why not? a little bit of skin stuff. Raiders, if anyone's new around these parts, my name is Daniel Landerman. I work in advertising as a sketch artist and illustrator. I do key art for film, TV, and video games during the day, and outside of the day job, I kind of just do whatever comes to mind. This stuff, earlier we did this, and even earlier we did these. So kind of just doodling tonight. Ooh, let's see. Oh, is that Becca and the Bear? Nice. Right on. Are you working in Procreate? Or Photoshop? Or something else entirely? Looks good, dude. I recognize her. I recognize her. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, Hagrid. Right on, dude. Nice. You got a nice range of stuff. In Affinity Photo. I have never worked in it. I've heard of it, but I've never worked in it. Any particular reason you choose that one? Out of curiosity? Like her hair needs something. But I don't know what. I kind of want her hair to have like a different pop than anything else. Ah, okay. So you're kind of just like trying something new out. Are you like me and you have like a love-hate relationship with Photoshop? Yes. There we go. A little craziness. Because, you know, sci-fi. Ah, I see. All right. That's fair. That's fair. And do you not have a an iPad? Because of course, while Procreate is very wallet friendly, the iPad is not. But if you already have an iPad, Procreate's pretty badass. I prefer it to Photoshop. It's just the iPad has limitations that obviously the computer does not. So, which I'm hoping some of that will change with the new iPad coming out. But we won't know until they actually release it and give us the full specs, right? All right. I think we can call this one more or less finished. Almost. Damn it. I can't help it. I'm just like, oh, but it needs... Hello. Dude, you were just working, like, not too long ago. Really? Fine. Dick. What about my 3? The 3s are notoriously temperamental. Fine. There, see, high-tech C? This is why Sleechies are better. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I have a giant Cintiq, but I still like the iPad more. Bedtime, huh? Is what my phone is telling me. It's like time to get ready for bed. Yeah. All right. Now we're done. All right, my friends. We're going to call it. I think that was a nice, productive sketchbook session. This one's probably my favorite. But I like these guys also. Remember, we decided that she doesn't fully trust this dude, but they're forced to work together. But she's like, hey, I heard something. Don't move or I'll shoot you. That's why she's pointing her gun at him. Because I drew her first, and then I was like, I'm going to draw someone else. And then I realized after I'd started, I'm like, shit. She's got her gun trained on him. Bad teammate. Or good teammate. We don't trust this guy either. Big brute. Anyway. Alright, homies. I'm gonna call it. I don't know, is there anyone to raid? Charles Lister is doing some cool sketchbook stuff too. Cody Shibi? Whoa. Oops, not that many C's, jeez. Let's see. I'm gonna raid Charles Lister. I've never raided him. So we're gonna raid. Stick around if you want for a minute. And thank you all for hanging out tonight. I'll be back on Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. All right, we're gonna raid in 3, 2, 1.